Hi everyone, welcome to GreenMonk TV. I'm at the Sapphire Now conference in Orlando and I am with Steven Peng from Samsung. Steven is demoing a new way of looking at SSDs, solid state disks, and some interesting metrics around the solid state drives. Steven, can you tell me why you were telling me that solid state drives are green?
Yes, solid state drive doesn't have a moving part. By nature, you can save the motor power of a traditional hard disk drive, and you can save. That's the reason that it's green.
Okay, so you have numbers here you can talk to around that, both in terms of cost and in terms of throughput. Can you talk us through some of those?
Of course. Welcome to our green SSD versus HDD demo. And a lot of people think the SSD cost is too high compared to current technology, high disk drive. However, if you look at the system cost, it actually is the cheapest cost in delivering the performance that needed in system. So I have a demo here. I have two identical systems, server systems. If you look at the CPU, the memory configuration, they are identical. However, if you look at the green SSD system, I have 4 Samsung MLC SSD drive at 200 gigabyte each. So total capacity is 800 gigabyte. And I can also put 2 or 3 7200 RPM HDD. So the total capacity is really comparable to the HDD system here. In this system, I have a 12 the high-speed 15K SAS HDD, 300 gigabyte drive capacity each. So if you look at two systems, the cost of 4 SSD drive and 12 30 gigabyte 15K hard disk drive, the cost is about the same.
Okay.
So the system costs are the same.
It's compatible, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
the interesting area, what about the performance? That really tells the system cost difference, yes. Right? So the demo here is we're also running the benchmarking software. We are TPCC online transaction processing benchmark software, and that software allows us to know what's the difference in terms of performance. If you look at the number here, we recorded in the green SSD server system, we have 7,000 transaction per second level. Okay. And if you look at hard disk drive HDD server system, it only recorded like a 1900 transaction per second level. So immediately it's about 3x delta.
Okay, so it's significantly faster in terms of performance, but also the amount of watts that are being consumed are considerably lower as well.
Exactly. So the wattage of a green SSD system consumption is about 170 watts. Yep. If you look at the HDD system, it's 280 watts. So you see the delta right there, 60% range in power saving per system.
And that power saving, it's coming from a couple of things. I assume, you can tell me if I'm wrong, my assumption would be that A, there's no moving parts, as you said earlier, but also B, there's no heat being generated or less heat being generated by the SSD than the hard drive. Would that be right?
Yeah, indeed. That since SSD, the system, you generate less heat, you don't need the fan to spin faster. So, and also, you can imagine in the data center, you can spend less cooling cost.
Cool. So faster performance, compatible pricing, and lower operating cost in terms of power usage.
Right. And so we suggest people when you are doing your next IT refresh server system, look into SSD system, and that can give you the lowest initial purchasing cost, and also the ongoing operating cost saving from the power. Saving. Yeah.
Steven, that's been great. Thanks a million.
All right. Thank you, Tom.